This is a first for me to make a recording and sending it to Liz, but Liz has been asking for contributions from anybody in any way, so I felt led to make this little video and just share a little of where I have been at recently. And I can probably only describe it as a dark place, but one that I clearly know God had orchestrated. I also have no doubt that God, thankfully, knows me far better than I know myself. So really it isn't easy to accept difficult times, and that our loving Lord wants us to go through these times. But our lives here on earth aren't always plain sailing, and when I look back on my tough times, there have been nuggets of God's blessings that I wouldn't have otherwise received. And these have caused me to grow in my faith enormously, and I thank God for that. So what has God been showing me at this time? Firstly, it is to take time and to sit still at his feet and not to pray or sing praises, but just to listen and ask what he has to say. I am naturally somebody who prefers to pray or sing praises or read his word, so I don't find this particularly easy. So this is quite a challenge for me. But I have a real desire to push forward in this challenge and learn to grow in it. After all, a one-way conversation is never ideal, and we can miss out on so much of what the other person has to say. I think sometimes a lot of what we hear at certain times in our life is obviously relevant to where we are at our individual lives and what our circumstances are. And this is certainly true with me, and I thank God for those moments where he drops something into my spirit which is so powerful and helpful to me. So a couple of weeks ago, I was signed off sick for 2 weeks, and I found that really difficult. I wasn't choosing to do that, but looking back on it, I now realise that that's where God wanted me to be, and I needed time to rest and refresh myself. And I was praying and thanking him for the situation I was in as having time off work, and all that came to me was, I am your father and I love you. A powerful revelation, which I know is the case in my head, but at that point in time I felt such joy and peace, knowing with a surety that he actually cared so much about me that he knew I needed time. One morning as I was sitting at the feet of my father, I saw a picture of dew on the grass. So Google is a wonderful thing to have. I Googled it, and this is what I found about the word dew in the Bible. It appears 34 times, and it is primarily seen as a blessing. It is used poetically and symbolically in many places, and is quite different to the blessings of rain. Rain always manages to catch our attention, as anyone caught out in the rain would know. It can be heard in the pitter-patter of raindrops or the pummeling of a really heavy shower. Dew, on the other hand, is silent. It does not draw attention to itself at all. It can be seen as a more humble, unassuming version of rain, never causing damage, but it is gentle, nourishing, and dependable, as is our Father. Dew often goes unnoticed, and we need to make an effort to become aware of this subtle gift from God that speaks of his steadfast love, his mercies that come new every morning. It is a refreshment, a gift, and a message from heaven, a source of life. From my reading through the Bible today was the verse Deuteronomy 32, 1 and 2, which says, "Listen, O heavens, and I will speak. Hear, O earth, the words that I say. Let my teaching fall on you like rain. Let my speech settle like dew. And I think that's quite appropriate for the very strange days that we're living in now, where normality has gone due to the coronavirus. But let us not forget that God is still in control. His love is still all powerful, and we can put our complete trust in him. Amen.